I'm currently on a little workation in Australia, but I got really excited working on some blogs and some videos, so I'm just recording between all the other stuff I'm doing here. So I want to talk a bit about building complete branding systems. What happens when you hire a photographer, then separately a designer, then separately a web developer? You might end up with all these separate elements that look beautiful, but don't actually work together. People often come to me for one specific thing. Can you edit these YouTube videos? Can you take these photos for me? What often happens is that we end up identifying inconsistencies. So someone might want a logo design, they might want photography, and they might have some of these elements in place already, but when we come in, we find that it just doesn't quite work together. And a big part of that is seeing the bigger picture. Whenever I create something, I don't just want to quickly sell some photography or quickly sell a logo. I really want to make sure it works for the mission at hand. I want to make sure a brand stays consistent. It's about holding the concept of a brand or a project and making sure everything connects. So of course, many professionals make this work well. Many projects can benefit from having these separate people, but sometimes it doesn't work. And then I see one of two things often happening. One is that the client ends up with these disjointed pieces of things: logo, photography, web design, video branding, etc. And that might not be the worst thing in the world, but at the end of the day, you want a consistent brand, right? The other thing that can happen is that the client themselves have to become the art director, when that's not really what they want to do. They want to work on their business. They want somebody else to hold the creative side of things, the branding, the visuals, the whatever is part of the brand's representation and identity. And not just does the client then have to hold all of these concepts in their mind, but they have to organize and manage all of the people responsible for all of the different elements. So long story short, when a client trusts me with their branding, I will sometimes take over the directing role and make sure the project or the branding comes together well across multiple media. Here are two recent projects where I did that. Both of these involved photography, branding, and web design, as well as some print. In the first project, I came to pitching some ideas for a new brand, and in the other, a client came to me with a very clear vision of what they wanted. The first project is Dancing Meditation by Alex, and you can watch another video about this one because it was an interesting case study for me in terms of photography as well. So how I got started on this project with Alex was that he wanted some visuals quickly. A first version logo to use on Facebook, a couple of little graphics to get the thing off the ground, to invite people to the event series, and to be able to show a little of what it's about. We were going to create like a minimum viable product and use some stock photography, some quick graphics, but right from the start, we saw that it didn't really work. Maybe for, the first couple of weeks before we had a chance to do a bit more, but not in the long run, not to create posters, flyers, and that sort of stuff. So while I did some research, I found some ideas on photography and pitched that to him. So we organized the shoot, and the images actually became the real basis for the brand. We made sure the branding colors and the photos matched really well, and we basically got the whole mood, how the branding is supposed to feel after this photo shoot. And so when the look and feel became clear, I ended up creating the website and flyers, posters, and any sort of other graphics. And still, Alex can use the photos to create his own promo materials like Instagram posts. And so that's how we arrived rather efficiently and organically at a branding that suited the event and that the audience really liked as well. I created a simple system that suited Alex's needs and that he or we can build on from there. So for Alex, I took on the role of the creative leadership of this project. There are clients who know what they like when they see it, but they want someone to execute and take that leadership. There are other clients who come to me who already have very clear ideas and a very precise vision of what they want. They might know what the logo is supposed to look like. They have a certain icon in mind. They know how the brand is supposed to feel. They might even know the colors, but they need someone to help them refine it. An expert who can help them, guide them on this journey and execute what they envision as well as possible. These are clients who love what they do and who know exactly what they want their business to be, but they're not web developers, they're not graphic designers, so they need someone to execute their vision for them. And of course, make sure everything stays aligned. So as you guessed it, this is what leads me to my second project that I want to talk about now, which is Martina's brand. Martina came to me after she saw my work for another client, and Martina knew exactly what she wanted from the start. There was nothing for me to pitch here. She needed photos, a website, logo and branding. So we started with some mood boards because Martina was very clear that she wanted to see how things would come together. The style of the photos, the colors, the fonts and everything. She wanted to make sure that every step of the way we are going into a very particular direction. So I created a few mood boards using some stock photos, fonts quickly assembled just to get a look and feel. And from there again, we ended up defining the photography. Martina actually wanted a combination of a few of those moods. And so we took some of these ideas straight to our photo shoot. My work becomes really easy when clients understand from the start that these elements need to come together. A mood board can be such a great interface to make sure we really share the same vision. And you'll know this no matter if you're the person doing these sorts of jobs or if you're more in the client position. Often we think that we're talking about the same thing, but we're not. Having something like a mood board, having some materials to look at together and actually defining and making sure, yep, we're on the same page here. It's such an important tool. Apologies for the little interruption. Well, I just had to step away for what felt like was just going to be an hour. And well, it's a week later now. I think we had a lot of fun with the photo shoot. I worked with Martina to really capture her authentic self, and it wasn't very hard because she's a very friendly, lovely personality, and it shows in the images, I think. And we took the images as our next element in the basis for creating everything else, the branding and the website. So Martina knew from the beginning that pink was an important color, and so was this sort of very dark gray and almost black, but not full-on black. Martina didn't just know the colors that she wanted, but also the icon she wanted to see in her logo. So it was up to me to combine what she knew and complement with the fonts and the text and the layout, so it would be something that would complete her vision. So eventually, once we had the logo almost locked in, I worked on the visual brand elements and the web design in tandem. And it makes a lot of sense to me to work this way, not just go, okay, here are the photos, here's the branding, here's the website, right? Because the branding is supposed to be used on the website. And then once we kind of had all these steps in place, it was really just about getting the details right, making sure we know what the content is, what the structure is, and what actual features we are going to implement on the website. I build my websites in Wix Studio, and that's not a plug, but because I like being able to give my clients tools that are the most useful to them. And so this, all in all, is what I mean by building complete systems for clients and partners. seeing all the actual elements that we need, no more and no less, bringing them together and making sure the whole branding and the overall package that we create, the whole project really comes together very well and is the best solution for the client, for whatever it is that they want, be it a website that they can maintain themselves or to have photography that they can use in their social media posts. I had a mentor once tell me that the story always comes first, in some way that even inspires me with this sort of project. It's not a video, it's not a narrative in that sense, but everything serves the central purpose, the meaning, the thing that the client wants to communicate. And that's why I personally quite struggle with creating packages to put on my website and have fixed pricing and fixed features and all of that, because I don't think that that's what many clients need from me, from my services and what I offer. I think most clients come to me because I can provide a lot of solutions for their problem, or maybe let's not call it a problem, right? It's a challenge that they're trying to solve. It's a part of their story that they want to complete. All of the elements in the project inform each other. I cannot overstate how important I think that is. That is where the story comes first.